It seems like every single XRP chart analyst I follow was warning me about something. They weren't simply dropping hints or being cautiously hopeful XRP was going to explode. From one person to another, they had expressed their certainty that this was the time throughout the previous several days. Some went so far as to pinpoint the precise day, daring to hope that takeoff would occur at that same moment. Impressiveness lies in the rarity of this. When so many astute and highly regarded experts come to the same conclusion simultaneously, it is unusual, and when that kind of harmony occurs, it's almost unsettling because their predictions nearly always come true. Just thinking about it will send shivers down your spine and make you question their validity once more. Extraordinary things may be in store for XRP in the future, so guess what? It was a real occurrence. Without a doubt, however, you may now find yourself sitting there, perplexed. There would be no need for yesterday's decline if XRP had simply surged to 3.65s, a level never witnessed prior to price discovery in full effect, if it had shattered a new all-time high, but today it fell back down to 3.43 and briefly hit 3.35s. Where does this leave us? XRP ought to continue soaring upwards unabated, right? Is this a red flag or a normal occurrence? Let me tell you the truth. This is something that every analyst worth their salt would tell you. All of this is typical. There is no need to panic because XRP is not broken. This type of temporary pause is really indicative of normal market behavior. No asset, no matter how powerful, ever rises in an ideal uninterrupted straight line according to the opinions of numerous top XRP chart analysts that I've been following. These setbacks are normal, beneficial, and usually pave the way for even better progress later on. The narrative is far from over, so stay tuned because the twists and turns are just around the corner. Let me be really forthright with you before we continue. I am not financially savvy. I am not qualified to offer advice on money matters. I am not a financial advisor. No matter what I say or write, you should never make a purchase or sale based on my recommendations. With that being said, the current situation is as follows. While I write this, XRP is at 3.43 and Bitcoin is back down to 11. Because of its consistent correlation with Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market, this is a major factor explaining how XRP's price is behaving recently. A day ago, Bitcoin was on the verge of crossing the 20,100 zone, and it has since cooled down. After seeing its own remarkable organic impulsive run to the upside, XRP is also exhibiting some natural retracement movements. However, allow me to clarify something for you. The celebration is far from ended just yet. Right now the market is acting normally, and the price action does not indicate that XRP's run is over. When things slow down a bit, that's usually when the next great surge happens. So take a deep breath if you're anxious. Plus, we were barely below the 340 all-time high earlier today. Well, that is completely irrelevant. That little setback does not herald the end of this exciting price discovery trip. There will be other steps like these. Trust me when I say that every single XRP chart expert whose work I've been watching has forecasted this breakthrough. The truth is that I am at a loss for an exception at the moment. Perhaps one does exist, but oh my. Almost no one else noticed what they did. They disregarded convention. Even when others had doubts, they remained steadfast in their belief. Those were the days of a daring minority opinion. Look at us today though. After this protracted consolidation, XRP will rise, they all insisted, nearly harmonizing with one another. They were dead on with the timing, making sense of the graphs as a roadmap, and every call has been perfect up to this point. Furthermore, I am now disclosing this information to you. They remain fully committed, firmly believing that XRP's ascent is still in its early stages, completely without hesitance or uncertainty. The fact that we witnessed a setback does not give us permission to let fear rule at this time. At this moment, it seems almost clear that XRP will skyrocket in value. Is XRP still holding its own? That was a direct question posed to reputable cryptocurrency. This is only one instance of the widespread optimism that is prevalent at the moment. Zoom, a chart analyst, has provided the latest information here. At 3.46 SIX, XRP reached a new all-time high just this morning. You have true strength there. That is quite an accomplishment, closing above the previous record high of 3. No one should get excited, this is far from done. The wave is just beginning, and XRP still has a long way to go. Just this morning, chart analyst Zoom gave another update. A fresh all-time high of 3.5 is the first key level to watch as XRP clears 3 polars. He says, XRP hit new all-time highs in the span of a day after closing above 3 dollars. However, a daily close above 3.5 was insufficient to finalize the contract. His reiteration is essential. If 3.5 can be broken, XRP will formally enter the price discovery region. Right now, the most important line, in his opinion, if XRP is able to overcome it, a completely new chapter will be opened up in this story. That is only his opinion, a personal perspective on the matter. From what I've observed, it's quite unusual. This is what practically every other chart expert for XRP is stating. XRP has entered the price discovery phase. An inevitable setback has occurred, I suppose. There are pauses in everything that goes straight up. The truth is that we have never been here before. This place is completely new to us. Prices won't start to reveal themselves until we have a confirmed close above 3.5. According to Zoom, but according to most others. Hey, we all have our own perspective and we're not drawing that line. Ultimately, that's okay. Don't get confused, it's merely a matter of semantics. All signs point to XRP venturing into fascinating new terrain at the moment. Now this is a post from XRP Pen, a chart analyst, when he inquired on July 12th, what if XRP hits $8 by the end of July? I brought this up again. Before that, in the distant past, it may have sounded like wishful thinking when XRP first took off. But now that it has reached 3.65s, it doesn't sound so far-fetched, does it? He revived the post this morning and updated it to say that XRP requires a 0.3 daily increase for the following 13 days if it is to reach $8 by the end of the month. Alternately, perhaps all we get is a single enormous 100% God candle. Something takes us there suddenly. I'm simply saying, please join me in prayer as he ends with a wink and a smile. Let's aim for 8 XRP in 13 days. The notion of XRP increasing in value by 34 cents each day for 13 consecutive days is well unrealistic. He isn't truly forecasting that it will happen though. Two of his suggestions, a rapid explosive move, are more plausible. When XRP is in its true bull phase, its behavior is typical. A massive breakout day, a little lull, and then another strong increase. In all candor, I believe such an occurrence is imminent. The wait will be brief. Absolutely nothing worries me. Everything is getting ready for a major event. XRP USD is the subject of this post by chart analyst Casey Trades. She claims that when XRP begins its price discovery process, macro targets will become apparent. According to her, the current state of affairs is one of price discovery, breaking through 3.40 for the first time ever and soaring straight to the 1.618 extension at 3. The way XRP smashed through this level so cleanly gives her even more faith in those bigger macro targets, which are typically the initial targets in a Wave 3 rally. The Ripple price is currently attempting to turn 3.40 into support while remaining slightly above its previous high. If this support level is maintained and a base is formed, the situation might escalate rapidly. At 4.65, we can see the following significant Fibonacci extension, or roughly 4.62s on several exchanges, which can pose a significant threat to XRP in the future. You can really feel the self-assurance here, folks. Everyone who knows anything about this market, including chart analysts, is saying that this is moving. With a little more time, XRP will reach new heights. This reversal and resistance we're experiencing is entirely typical. Not a single one of them is phased. As she points out,